Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something that's been making the rounds lately on social media, blogs, and even a few clickbait headlines. It's about Amy Roloff, one of the most recognizable faces from the show Little People, Big World, and her husband Chris Marek. There are whispers going around that Amy and Chris have gotten divorced. And on top of that, there's talk that Chris was recently arrested. It's a lot to take in, right? Especially when we've followed their story from the very beginning, from Amy's first heartbreak with Matt Roloff to her surprising new journey with Chris. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the full timeline of events, what's really known, what's being rumored, and why people are so confused right now. Let's start from the beginning. Amy Roloff first rose to fame as the heart of Little People, Big World. For years, she and Matt Roloff shared their lives with viewers, running Roloff farms, raising 4 kids, and navigating life's ups and downs together. Their marriage, however, didn't last. After nearly 30 years together, Amy and Matt announced their separation in 2015 and finalized their divorce in 2016. Fans were heartbroken but also respectful. Long relationships sometimes come to an end. What mattered most was that Amy found a way forward, and she did, in a big way. Soon after the divorce, Amy met Chris Marek, a real estate agent with a calm, grounded personality. At first, viewers were unsure. Chris was new, and Amy was understandably cautious. But over time, their bond deepened. Chris proposed in 2019, and they got married in a beautiful ceremony at Roloff Farms in August of 2021. Since then, they've shared so many moments together. Traveling, hosting, cooking, going on motorcycle rides. Chris even adjusted to the filming schedule and family drama that often comes with being part of a reality TV world. But then the mood shifted. Around late 2023 and early 2024, fans noticed something was different. Amy wasn't posting as many photos with Chris. Her captions seemed a little more reflective, sometimes even sad. There were fewer mentions of their outings. When she'd go live or do stories, Chris wasn't always there anymore. People began asking, are Amy and Chris okay? Are they still together? At first, the answer still seemed to be yes. They celebrated their second anniversary in 2023. They still went to events together. There wasn't any drama or public falling out. But things got a little more suspicious when Amy filed a business document in late 2023 without using Chris's name. Usually, spouses are mentioned on certain filings or registrations, especially for joint businesses or public ventures. Fans took it as a sign that something might have happened behind the scenes. Then came 2024, and the divorce rumors got louder. Several tabloid blogs started running stories that Amy and Chris had quietly separated and were heading for divorce. They didn't cite any legal filings or official statements, just anonymous sources or vague social media hints. Some even claimed that Chris had moved out of their home. Still, neither Amy nor Chris confirmed anything. In interviews, Amy would talk about family, about her cooking brand, or about Roloff Farms, but when it came to her marriage, she became noticeably quieter. That was very different from the early years when she gushed about how much she appreciated Chris being a great listener and partner. Then something even more shocking appeared, a report that Chris Marek had been arrested. Let me be clear, this story broke in the form of screenshots and reposted links, many from gossip-heavy or unverified sites. Some claimed it was a traffic stop. Others said it was something more serious. There was even a jail record floating around showing someone named Christopher Marek who had been booked in Arizona. And here's where things get complicated. Yes, there is a record of someone named Christopher Joseph Marek who was arrested in Maricopa County. The booking was for serious charges, aggravated assault, robbery, resisting arrest. But there's absolutely no confirmation that this is the same Chris Marek married to Amy Roloff. It could be a completely different person with the same name. And until there's confirmation from a trusted source, law enforcement, Amy herself, or a statement from Chris, it's not right to assume they're the same person. Even so, the headlines spread like wildfire. People started speculating that Amy had left Chris because of his legal troubles. Others believed that the arrest happened after the divorce. But again, there's no divorce filing in public records that matches Amy and Chris. There's no arrest report that names Amy's Chris either. At this point, everything is a mix of guesswork, assumptions, and clickbait. And for fans who genuinely care about Amy, it's frustrating. We've watched her grow through a painful divorce, rediscover love, and share her joy with the world. We want to know what's really happening, but without jumping to conclusions. Now, let's be honest. When couples stop appearing together online, it can mean a lot of things. Sometimes people just take a break from social media. Sometimes they grow apart. Sometimes they're dealing with private issues they don't want to make public. And that's okay. It's also okay for Amy to be quiet right now if she's processing something. If there is a separation or a divorce going on, it might be deeply personal. She might not be ready to talk about it publicly, especially after everything she went through the first time. As for Chris, he's never been someone who shares a lot online. He was never super active on social media, even during the best parts of their relationship. That's just who he is, more private, more reserved. So what should fans believe right now? Here's the truth. As of today, there is no official confirmation of a divorce between Amy Roloff and Chris Marek. There's no statement, no court filing, and no public acknowledgement. There's also no proven connection between Amy's Chris and the person with that arrest record. But it's fair to say something is different. The silence, the distance, the changes in online behavior, they raise questions. Maybe the couple is going through a rough patch. Maybe they're quietly working through something personal. Or maybe they're just choosing to keep things private. Whatever the case, what matters most is that fans treat this situation with respect. Amy deserves kindness. Chris deserves fairness. Until there's confirmation from them, everything else is just noise. If a divorce is announced, fans will likely hear about it directly. Amy has always been open about the big changes in her life, even when they were hard. And if Chris is dealing with legal trouble, that will also come out in time, through credible, confirmed reports. But we're not there yet. Right now, it's mostly rumors. So, let's take a breath. Let's wait for the truth. And let's support Amy however she needs, whether she's thriving in her marriage or quietly healing from something we don't yet know about. If you're a longtime viewer of Little People, Big World, then you already know how strong Amy is. She's been through heartbreak, stress, business challenges, parenting ups and downs, and she's always found a way to keep moving forward. If she's going through another hard season now, then I believe she'll find her strength again. According to some reports, Caryn was the one who initiated the breakup. Sources close to the couple say she had grown tired of waiting. The wedding had been delayed too many times. The house project had taken longer than expected. And most of all, she just didn't feel like it was working anymore. Others say that Caryn didn't want to be involved in the family drama anymore. Over the years, there had been tension between Caryn and some of Matt's children, especially Zach. There were disagreements about the farm, inheritance, and how decisions were being made. Caryn tried to stay out of it, but it wasn't easy. Eventually, the stress took a toll. There's also the question of lifestyle. Matt wanted to keep working. He loved the farm, the projects, the activity. Caryn, on the other hand, was ready for something simpler. She wanted to spend more time in Arizona, closer to her children and grandchildren. She wanted to relax, not deal with TV cameras, business meetings, or construction deadlines. They were simply in two different places in life. And maybe that's the saddest part of all. Because love wasn't the problem. It wasn't betrayal or cheating. It wasn't a big fight or some terrible event. It was just two people growing apart. Slowly, quietly. Until one day, they realized they were no longer moving in the same direction. So where are they now? Well, Matt is still at the farm. He's focusing on finishing the house, running the business, and possibly working on new projects. He's posted pictures of the construction site and talked about the future. He says he's doing okay and that he's grateful for everything he shared with Caryn. Caryn, on the other hand, is spending more time in Arizona. She's been staying out of the spotlight. She hasn't posted anything about the breakup, and she hasn't made any public statements. but sources say she's doing well. She's with her family, taking time to rest, and starting a new chapter. Will they ever get back together? That's hard to say. Anything is possible. They spent many years together. They loved each other. And sometimes people need time apart to find their way back. But for now, it looks like the breakup is final. They've both moved on, and they're learning to live life separately. For fans, it's a bittersweet moment. We watched their relationship grow. We saw them support each other, travel together, plan a life together. And even though they weren't married, it felt like a marriage. It had that weight, that depth, that history. That's why so many people are calling this a big divorce. Because it feels like one. But maybe that's okay. Not every love story ends with a wedding. Not every relationship lasts forever. And that doesn't mean it was a failure. It just means it ran its course. Matt and Caryn shared a chapter of their lives. And now that chapter is closed. What comes next? For Matt, probably more work, more building, and maybe even more reflection. For Caryn, maybe peace and quiet, time with grandkids, time in the sun, time to just be herself again. And for all of us watching, maybe a reminder that even in the public eye, people go through real-life changes. Breakups happen. Plans fall through. And sometimes, love means letting go. So here's to Caryn and Matt. They gave it their best. They cared for each other. They showed us a different kind of relationship, one with laughter, adventure, and of course, a few bumps in the road. And now, as they go their separate ways, we wish them nothing but happiness. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And if this story touched you in any way, leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. Were you surprised by the breakup? Did you think they would eventually get married? Or do you think they made the right choice? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell if you want more honest and heartfelt updates like this one. Take care of yourselves, be kind to one another, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.